Hi there, welcome to my studio. My name is LaDe. I'm a freelance fashion illustrator and designer based in Lagos. Today, we're going to be diving into the sketch phase of creating a fashion collection for any fashion brand. Before we start looking for any inspiration, you need to come up with a brand theme because we want to know what the brand is about, like what vibe. Is it going to be mostly party wears or is it going to be work wears? You need to find that vibe. Another thing you need to find is the age group of your ideal customers. So you need to have an idea of who your customer is. That will really help you in coming up with the best pieces for them to buy, because the same collection you will be making for people in their teens, like 15 to 18, is different from what you would make if you're designing for 18 to 30 or from 35 to 40. The design would actually vary a lot depending on what age group your ideal customer is. So now we're getting to the inspiration part. You're going to find inspiration. And I know that a lot of people say that, oh, you can find inspiration everywhere: music, art, museum, like a lot of those things. But to be very honest, they are hard to be inspired by, especially if you're a beginner at designing. So, what I would advise you do is to be inspired by things you can actually see, not a feeling. If you see some designers, they are inspired by music, they are inspired by feeling and emotion, but the truth is, it is quite hard to convey that in your dresses if you haven't gotten to that level yet. And the best place to find that without breaking your bank, without leaving your house, is Pinterest. When you go on Pinterest, you're going to find pictures that you like. This could actually be pictures of dresses. Contrary to what a lot of people say, they would be like, don't be inspired by other people's dresses. But I beg to differ. I'm not saying you're going to copy it, but nothing is quite original. Even trends that are coming back now are things that have been done before. So after finding all the pictures that inspire you, you're going to put everything together as a mood board. A mood board sets the tone for your collection. It makes you think about the story that you want to tell. For example, if you're inspired by urban landscape, you're going to be leaning into bold colors and structured shape. So once you're done with that, you need to know about what silhouette you're going to be creating. You need to know if you're creating a two-piece or jackets all through, or skirts or shorts or pants, so that as you move forward, you're not moving away from your initial ideas. Now, moving into fabrics. Personally, because I'm not directly involved in the production of the pieces that I make, I go on Pinterest to download pictures of fabric that I think I want to use for my collection. Now, you already know that if you want to have more structured pieces, your fabric also has to carry a little bit of weight. If you know the vibe of your collection is like really playful, very soft, we're talking about fabric like silk, we're talking about fabric like linen. So those are the things you need to consider before actually picking a fabric. Some designers will come up with a design before thinking of fabric, while some actually think of their fabric before designing. It is left to you to like find which one works for you better. Personally, I like to have an idea of what fabric that I'm going to be using, because that would also help me in coming up with the designs, so you don't end up creating a design that is impossible by the fabric idea you have for your fashion collection. If you're not well versed with fabrics, you need to go to the market and see for yourself. You need to feel the fabrics for yourself. Now let's focus on your details. So have you found the details that you want your designs to have, but you don't exactly know where you're going to place them yet? That's totally fine. This is the point where you start sketching out designs. It does not have to make any sense. You don't even have to think about how will this dress be made. Just be creative and do whatever you think is best at this point. I personally like to do this part by using a physical book and pencil, because I don't like to erase. So when I draw in this book, instead of erasing it, I'm going to leave it. I'm just going to draw another one. So that way you can see the things that you almost discarded. You have to make sure that at this point you're not second guessing it. You're not judging any design too quickly. Nobody's going to judge you. Nobody has to see this part. So you can draw as many sketches as you'd like. After this, you're going to go back to your sketch and look at the things that you think are repeating itself, like regardless of how many times you draw it again. That means you're onto something. Now it's time to select the first set of sketches that you think you want to include for your fashion collection. This is where you look at what you've done so far and try to pick out the pieces that you think align with your inspiration. So once you've picked them out, you're going to write out the fabric choices and the color you think would look best on them. Honestly, you can actually have like a color story after you create a mood board, which I already missed. So this is for beginner level. So I don't want to complicate things and start saying, oh, color story, mood board, this, that. You start overthinking things, especially when you just want to create a five pieces collection. You don't want to overthink things. Well, you want to start sketching and making your dresses as soon as possible. At this point, you're going to compile your best sketches into a cohesive presentation. This will guide you to develop your collection, and it is crucial for feedback. Finally, do not hesitate to revise. Just because you've picked a fabric and color does not mean that piece has to be in your final collection. You can go back and revise as many times as you want until you feel like the collection really truly embodies the inspiration and vision that you have. You can share some of the sketches to your friends and family for them to give you their feedback, because constructive criticism can really help you refine your ideas. And that's a wrap on the sketch phase. The more you think about it, the harder it becomes. So it is best not to overthink it and actually start sketching something today. Everybody can be a creative. You might not be 100% good at it right now, but the more you do it, the better you get at it. So grab your pencils and start creating now. Okay? Now, if you find this video helpful, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. See you in the next one. Bye.